Welcome, welcome. This is the USFL Network Presents Live. We are live on Facebook, on Twitter, and YouTube. I want to jump right in and thank our sponsor, RoyalRetros.com. They have everything from shirts, hats, and even customized jerseys. I actually ordered my customized jersey a couple of days ago. I'm going with the original Breaker Blue. Not only do they have the USFL throwbacks, but from all the major leagues, there's so much to choose from. But go and see for yourself at RoyalRetros.com. And when you do, we've got 10% off your entire purchase at checkout when you enter USFL Network, all one word. And to everyone at the USFL Network, I want to thank you for everything that you guys do. We actually launched our website today, USFLNetwork.com, which is absolutely amazing. Long time in the making, but it just came together so wonderful, and it's just so much content and so much to be added. We're just so excited about it, so definitely check that out. So Ace, before I get started, I do have a question for you.
All right, shoot.
You ready? Why didn't the sesame seed leave the casino?
Something about buns?
Because he was on a roll, man. All right, Ace. That's it for me, man. Where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter. Both are the same handle. It is at PocketAces_USFL. I cover everything Houston Gamblers specific and also USFL in general. And then I am a co-host here and an article writer and content creator for the USFL Network Fantasy Football segment. So, I have a show with my brother Maverick. We talk fantasy football, USFL. We're going to bring on special guests, players, writers for this. It's a great time, and you can check out our articles on the newly dropped website.
Beautiful. And speaking of special guests and players, we want to go ahead and invite Philadelphia Stars center, Mr. Sean Brown.
Let's do it.
Sean,
Hey,
man.
what's up?
Look at it. He's got the gear on and everything. We love
He's
it.
Repping already. I absolutely love it.
I'm going to switch up the camera, though, so we make sure he's...
get him center stage.
Yeah, man. Let's do that. There we go.
There you go.
Center stage for sure.
I mean, center stage makes sense for a center, right? All right. Well,
right.
Absolutely.
That was my first of many bad puns. But Sean, thank you so much for coming on. I wanted to just start the interview with some of your earlier football. So you grew up in New York, but then you decided to play at Mississippi Valley. And I was wondering, for a guy who stayed in state for college, what made you make that huge move?
Honestly, it was just an opportunity. Because I had went to JUCO first, so a lot of the schools who were very interested in me just ended up pulling at the last minute, just because I think I didn't have GPA at the time. So I ended up going to Mississippi Valley State, and I'm actually happy I did. I met a lot of great people, that are great coaches, especially and great teammates that we have a brotherhood forever still to this day. So I'm excited about that.
So great move on your part, then, definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Sure. So, I mean, at what point in life did you realize that, football was your passion and that's what you wanted to do?
I think I had my first college workout. I believe it was when we had tried our workouts, and I told my dad, like, yeah, no, I don't want to do this. And he just hung up the phone on me. So
not a good start.
Yeah. And then after that, it was just history after that, man, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
But then you decided to make football, your career, your passion, and you've played in basically every alternative football league that exists, or at least, tried out or visited them. The IFL, right. The AAF, the TSL, and now the USFL. What are some things you love about these leagues specifically, the smaller alternative football leagues? Like, what are some of the things you specifically like about them? And then what are some things that you specifically don't?
I mean, it taught me, honestly, to really love the game of football, simply because I've been everywhere, like you said, AAF, IFL, XFL, here, Spring League. And, sometimes I kind of forget, like, that path, but then it's like, when I sit here and I talk to my old teammates, it's like, man, we really went through some stuff, man. But it's actually made me a stronger person. Like, getting released when I was in the AAF, that made me, I think that just turned me into a complete savage, honestly. I felt like I was one of the best, if not the best lineman on that team. Nothing against my teammates. I still love them to this day. A lot of them are here now, and I'm excited to see them. And I got a few on my team today. But it just made me so a stronger person. So I just love the grind of it, and man, just really showed the passion about football. And the things I didn't like, I really can't say because you know why? Because there's people out here who will give their left arm to go, have the opportunity that I have. So I really can't say the things that I didn't like.
I almost thought you were going to say, I really can't say because I'm contractually obligated not to. So, but I think you gave a better answer than I was expecting. So
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
But I mean, each
Yeah,
time
no,
out, you play with that chip on your shoulder too, so it gives you that more, that boost, of I don't know. It just gives you that chip that you play a little bit hotter or whatever the case. I don't see it as cockiness. I just see it as you saying that you're the best. Then you are. So
yeah, you in order to play good, you got to believe in yourself. Honestly, that's
exactly,
really
yeah,
just the more half the battle, and it's not cockiness at all. To be honest, I tell people all the time, but it's about how you present it. So I present it as in a way that because it's a show and tell thing here. I'm gonna show you, then you can tell about it. So that's how I look at it.
absolutely. Now you did
Hmm.
refer to your quarterbacks as like your bread and butter,
Hmm.
and it's nice to be playing with Brian Scott again.
Hmm.
Bread and butter, as you already know. Did he tell you he had anything to do with you being drafted to the Stars? Isn't he the reason you moved to center?
Yeah, he's one of the definitely one of the reasons I moved to center because when I first came to the spring league, honestly, I was playing guard and they really needed a center. So, I mean, I played center before, but never really played a full game until then. And I guess he believed in me, my coach believed in me, and it's just been history ever since.
And it was more your timing, though, right? He liked your timing better than the other guy. No knock on him, though.
Yeah, that's what it was. To be honest with you, yeah, he was. That's what really it was. Just the timing of it, just the snaps.
Nice.
Every now and then he still gets on me about snaps, but we always get it done, so we're good.
And there were a lot of Twitter posts because the draft was covered only on social media. There wasn't any streams, there wasn't any television coverage. And a big thing that they harped on was the fact that Brian Scott was the only quarterback after day one to be in the war room with his quarterback. Obviously, he already knew his head coach, but
Hmm.
like, do you think that when your name came up, both of them were like, "Yeah, we got to go get our guy"?
Yeah, for sure. We all been kind of talking, and I knew I was drafted like probably 5 minutes before the draft, so I kind of seen it
Wow.
happening. Yeah.
Dang, before the draft even started? Okay.
No, 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 not before the draft. Right before the pick. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I knew like so the team before pick, and then that's when I got the text like, "We're about to pick you up right now."
Nice. All right.
So
You got a
yeah.
little heads up. I think I
Mhm.
Very little.
saw
Yeah.
someone like Scooby Wright was like, my mom let me know before the coaches, but which I thought was pretty funny. But you've said
That's
it's an
funny.
honor to be drafted and play in the USFL and that you're focusing on one step at a time, which
Mhm.
is just incredibly important. But I wanted to know, how important is this step, the USFL, in your football journey to you?
Honestly, it's very important because I've actually made history. This is something that will forever be on. Like, the fact that you get drafted in any league, NFL, CFL, any league is amazing. So I'm just happy to be a part of history, to be honest. So,
Well, it's
and it's
honestly a
History.
funny,
huge.
and it's funny because my cousin played in the USFL years ago. That's the funny part.
Oh, I missed
Mhm.
Dang.
that.
He says years ago,
Yeah,
as if that wasn't like 30 years ago.
yeah, years ago. Yeah, he
I'm
played. He played.
37, so it's not that long ago.
He played for the Stallions. So
Nice.
yeah,
Oh, we
Greg
got a
Anderson.
traitor in the family.
He
That's okay
he
though.
played he played receiver. He played receiver for the Stallions. So that's cool.
That's really cool. I mean,
Hmm.
it's in the blood right now.
Yeah.
Uh, going back to workouts and things like that. You posted a video of a high tech squat rack a couple of days ago. Are all the equipment in gyms in the USFL using? Are they that nice?
They are
Or
amazing.
they are.
Fox is doing an amazing job of what they're doing right now. To be honest, I'm actually very surprised. Not with Fox, just in general, how fast they're moving. Like the things they're doing right now, it takes about 2 to 3 years for some leagues to even get to. So, kudos to Fox and everybody else who works for Fox. They're doing an amazing job. And if anybody's telling you something different, it's because they just, honestly, they're just not happy with themselves. So, um, I think they're doing an amazing job, to be honest, especially from where I'm coming from. Maybe those guys who went to those huge schools, they might think differently, but I think they're doing an amazing job.
I mean, it goes back to what you were saying earlier. you're focusing on this step. And some players, maybe they're looking ahead too much. They're not completely focused, not bought in. And it's a breath of fresh air to talk to a player like you who's really seeing the forest for the trees. But another thing that you see is the beach for the sand. And I wanted to ask you a question about that because you've posted workout videos specifically working out on beaches. And I was wondering, is that a thing? Like you specifically like to work out in sand, or it just happened that you were at a beach?
I mean, because during this journey, you find things like you don't want to get repetitive. You want to push yourself anyway, and working out in the sand and pool is probably one of the hardest things that you could ever do. And then if you've never done it, you should definitely try it. And it's much more healthy on your body and your knees and stuff like that. So, like I said, I was introduced to it years ago, and then I said, COVID really woke me back up to it, and I'm like, yeah, man, I need to just keep doing this. It's a really amazing. To be honest, it's got me super much more explosive, quicker than before. And I mean, yeah, when I started doing that, I cut like when I was playing the spring league, I was too heavy. A lot of NFL teams who were interested or still interested, I was just too heavy, but I didn't look as heavy as as they thought. I cut like coming into the season, I think I cut like 24, 25 pounds. So and
Jeez.
still was yeah, and still was able to keep my strength. So that was actually very good.
And
So
speaking of your strength, sorry, I missed
no,
a question
go
earlier. I'm
ahead.
gonna get
Go
back
ahead.
to it. Speaking of your strength, you said that you prefer functional workouts over just straight heavy lifting and everything. Where did you get that, method from?
Say it again.
That you prefer more functional movement workouts than just straight lifting?
I think you froze.
I think he froze.
I think so.
No, Sean, come back.
Definitely come back, Sean.
I'll take this time to drink some water. It's hard out here for the throat. I don't think people realize that.
There we go. All right, he's back. So you got your drink?
I'm good.
All
That
right,
was
let's go ahead and
lubricated.
bring him up to the top. Sorry, Sean, we lost you there for a second, but I'm glad you
No,
came
you're cool. No,
back.
you're cool. You're cool. You're cool.
It's the Cross We Bear being a live show, but
Mm.
we kind of enjoy it. It makes some of our favorite moments.
No, you're fine.
But I was asking that you've talked about how you prefer more functional movement workouts than
Mhm.
just straight powerlifting and everything. And I was wondering where you got that theory that that specific workout regimen from.
Yeah, so that's funny you said that. So I recently just moved to Georgia about in January, and I had an O line coach, and I had like a strength and condition and explosive coach. So my O line coach made me do functional movement. Coach Matt, he's out in Covington, Georgia, and it's so funny that and then I met another guy training with some of the guys that's here now, named Coach Skelp, probably one of the best trainers I've ever had in my life. It's functional movement stuff. um, straight functional movement, functional movement stuff. He's super different. Everything we do is with resistant bands. They call him the rubber band man. That's what we use. And then also when I was in New York, that's probably the first time I was really introduced to functional movements in my position. One of my old teammates, he has one of the, he's one of the best trainers in New York. Golden. His name is Golden, and he's amazing, especially when it comes to the O line work. So functional movement is honestly the best thing. And then our strength coaches here definitely do straight functional movement stuff. So I feel very comfortable doing everything we're doing. We have amazing strength coaches here. Like if you want any extra work, like me, I told them I want to cut another 8 more pounds to get to my goal. And nothing was like, we can't do it. It was okay, well, we're gonna write up a plan, this is what we're gonna do. Have me eating certain foods. It's very professional. So like I said, if you ever hear anything different, it's really BS to me because it's just because everything's right here for you. All you gotta do is ask. Like, to be honest, everything. People don't go to bed hungry at night. People don't, go to bed thirsty. Everything we need is here for us. So, like I said, our strength coaches are amazing here. My strength coaches in Atlanta are amazing, and my strength coach in New York are all amazing. So, and it's so funny how everything's full circle, and I'm end up doing all the same things I've been doing. So, I'm very comfortable.
It's being true to that nature of the actual bubble. Like you don't have to leave. You have everything you need there.
But you don't, yeah, you really don't have to leave here like that. I mean, of course, like I will be like, sometimes we get tired of eating certain things. But they're doing, like I said, Fox is doing a great job with what they're doing. like if we get tired of eating stuff, we can go get our own food, too. But like I said, they're doing an amazing job. So I'm happy with it.
Definitely. So I wanted to switch it up just a bit, switch gears away from football. We saw that there was a park that had its name changed to honor of your father. Can you explain the story about that and then the impact your father has had on on you and on your football career?
Oh yeah, so my dad is super huge. So my dad passed away about 5 years ago, if you didn't know. But my dad was on dialysis for about 17, 18 years.
Wow.
But yeah, my dad raised me, through all that. I still have my mom, but my mom and dad, they taught me the greatest thing I could ever learn ever in life was the choice. They sat me down. I was like 5, 6 years old and gave me a choice of who I wanted to live with. That was probably one of the greatest gifts they ever gave me, is just to learn that choice is so powerful. And I chose to stay with my dad, mainly because I had all my friends where we was at, of course, as a kid. Um, and then it was history ever since. And my dad is a legend where I'm from in Unionville. Like seriously, everybody knows me as Little Bernie or Little Brown, because that's my dad. Like everybody, my dad's name is Bernard Brown, but everybody just calls me like Little Brown or something because everywhere I go. So everybody know, like literally, when my dad passed away, we had about, no exaggeration, I think a total of like 1,500 people at the funeral. It was pretty crazy. And so when my dad passed, a lot of people in the town was like, "Yo, we need to do something. We need to, keep your dad memory alive." And they signed a petition. We had over 10,000 signatures to change the park after him. And the park, it's funny, the park was literally 4 houses down from my house. So I basically was raised in that park. My dad was raised in that park. My dad, when he grew up, when he was first moved to Unionville, that park was a farm, and that park had got burned down, and they changed that park into they changed that farm into a park, and then from there it was history. So my dad, he did so much for the community, for the kids, and like even like back then when I was a little younger, it was kind of, the gangs were really bad back then. Where I lived at, it was like a lot of Bloods, and where other side was like a lot of Crips. But my dad was like the guy. Like everybody knew me on both sides, so like they respected me like because of my dad. Like my dad always shut all that stuff down. Like we're not gonna do this. He put tournaments in the park, basketball tournaments. He helped get PAL. I don't know. PAL is like is the equivalent of like a let me say what is it like? What's like another like basketball camp they have in some of you guys' areas? I don't know, but he put one of those in the neighborhood, and it just expanded to something huge. And he worked in the school district for over 33 years. So he just, nothing bad ever said about my dad ever. So my thing is, that's why I wear number 65. My dad died at 65, so that's something I live up to. That's why I wear the number 65. Now I used to wear like number 50 and like 52, 54. But no, no, 65 is the number that I want. That's because he died at 65, and my thought process is I'm just gonna give them 65 times whatever the pain I'm gonna have to put on them in the field. So that's how I look at everything every time I get on the field. So because I'm not just playing for myself, I'm playing for him and all the people he helped, and all the people who were there for us, and and all the people who are still gonna be there. So that's how I look at it. It's not just me. I do everything for my town, my city, and I really believe in that.
I can definitely relate. You mentioned dialysis. I actually lost my mom 6 years ago due to the same scenario, same situation. So I can relate. She was 55. So
Mm.
definitely feel for you there. So
Yeah, that's different, man. It's a different. You
yeah,
gotta. A lot of people don't understand, man. Like, you sit there and you kind of watch your parents like just get old. It's kind of crazy, and that's why I tell people, man, like if you got any issues with your parents, you gotta like patch that up, because at the end of the day, that's your parents. It don't make no sense for one, arguing with their parents, and when they gone, they gone. You never get parents again, never. So something that they did that was so petty, there's no point to hold that in. It's slowing down your development. And my dad was probably the most honest person I've ever met in my life, and that's how I am now. Somebody tell me something, I'm straight up for it. Like I'm not gonna BS you. I'm not gonna go around the bush about it. Only thing I just know how to say it differently, so it don't hurt your feelings. But I'm always gonna be straightforward about everything.
Well, I'm sure teammates and even coaches very much appreciate the forwardness, and they have your dad to thank for that. And now
For
every
sure.
time I see the number 65, I'm going to think of that. So thank you. That's a really cool, just a little info that you gave us about
Right.
you. And I
Mhm.
feel like that's probably one of the best reasons anybody in the USFL gave for a number. You know, some people are like, yeah, I want my college number. Like, oh, I played this in high school. And you're like, no, this is my dad's number. And the
Yeah.
coaches just have to be like, yeah, well, this is your number now. Everybody else can get any other number. That's
They
awesome.
called me asking what number I wanted. I could have had any number I wanted, but as far as an offensive lineman thing, but you know, I was at 165 and I was available. So we that was definitely cool. I'm glad I was able to get that. Very fortunate. I appreciate Coach Andrews for giving me the opportunity to even get that number. So I appreciate that.
Dude, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So it's incredibly obvious that your father has made a huge impact on not only you but the community. And you know, we do deep dives. We research on all the players that we bring onto the show. And something we noticed about you was your honesty and your integrity and your spirituality. And you'd been quoted reciting from the Bible. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. And I was wondering, where did that influence come from? Is that also something that you got from your dad?
I mean, no, not really. That was more so like on my grandma. My grandma on my mom's side was very super into that. She's always had us in the church. She's not. She was definitely like into the church with us. Like, you know, we ain't go to church, we couldn't eat you know, Sunday dinner type thing. But a lot of stuff I get, like especially on Twitter, is like quotes that come from like, you know, my what is it, like my zodiac sign thing. So a lot of those quotes come up from there. And then like if I like it, I'll retweet it. You get what I'm saying? And that's because it sound either something that's very similar to where I heard it from my grandma or somebody, or something that it just dawned on me that day and it hit me. Like I'm a really big believer in law of attraction and the things that happen. And you know, I just love, like, if I see something and it just strikes me, I gotta repost it. You know, especially if it makes sense. And that's something I live up to live up every day. You know, so yeah.
And for anyone watching, Sean is a Virgo, just so you know.
Big Virgo. Come on now.
Yeah,
Come on
we
now.
actually
we run the world, man.
we put an asterisk in our notes. Hype did, and he was like, we might want to ask him about this. Like, is he into astrology?
There was another one though we missed. I wanted
Big
to.
Virgo.
What about Lord of the Rings?
What? Favorite movie of all time? Better cut it out, man.
There's a
Which
series
one?
coming out.
I
Not
know. I'm hyped right now. Like I'm really big into that Lord of, and I'm not, and the only reason why, and I gotta say, the only reason why I'm into Lord of the Rings was my dad. That was something like me and my dad always did. We went to movies. Lord of the Rings, all that. Like every Lord of the Rings, first one's there. My dad, like I said, my dad didn't always have it all, but he always made sure the movies we like, we went to go see. Like, made sure. My dad didn't have a car, take a cab. Me and him, boom.
Dude,
Lord of
that
the
is
Rings,
awesome.
all that. Spider-Man. Like, I wish he was alive because me and him would go see every Marvel movie to this day. Like, we are big. Like, he the one who told me about the Marvel stuff before all this Marvel stuff came out. Like, this is probably gonna happen. Like, he was really big into that. Like, my
like
dad
straight
used
from
to
the comics.
what? He was
Yeah.
like, he's huge. Like, he is huge into that.
Yeah.
About Thor and all that. And I just, you know, and it's crazy. And I used to be like, man, I don't know what you're talking about. And then when the movies start coming out, I'm like, yo, you really knew what you was talking about. Like, it's funny though. It's just so funny. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, I'm happy right now. I just got my Disney Plus back up. I'm about to watch that new
Nice.
series tonight. I need to, you know, I'm super big into all that. Huge into it, man.
Which one are you watching tonight?
What is it called? Something Moon? Or what is that? What is that thing? It just came out the other day.
I haven't been on it for a little while. Last thing I watched on Disney Plus was I think Mandalorian. I'm behind.
We know the new one's about to come out, right? New series.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Star Wars. My dad started me off with Star Wars, the Marvel, and then it was like Lord of the Rings. He's the one who told me about the Hobbits movie before the Hobbits movie came out.
Oh my gosh.
My fiance
Okay,
is excited about that, man.
Well,
He was
let's roll it. What's your favorite Lord of the Rings movie, and what's your favorite Star Wars movie?
All right, cool. Let's do it.
Let's get crazy up in
All
here.
right.
People are gonna disagree.
Oh man. Okay. I gotta go with the Return of the King, Lord of the
Oh,
Rings. I'm sorry, man. I gotta go with that.
it's
I
the Two
gotta go with that.
Towers. It's always the Two
Two
Towers.
Towers is amazing. Two Towers is
Amazing.
But that fight, those fighting scenes in the Return of the King, Frodo getting his finger bit off at the end.
He's specifically like, dude, when you watch his finger get.
What? Are you crazy? And then Star Wars. Man, that's tough. Hold up. It was like 12 Star Wars movies, right?
Yeah, it's continuing.
From now to yeah, man, that's tough, bro. It would have to be the first Star Wars just because of the introduction of it. And I don't care what nobody said, and I don't care what nobody says. You have to love Darth Vader. You just have to love him.
Well, you do 100%.
What? If you don't love Darth Vader, just
there's always something inside
Vader.
of us.
I had a Darth Vader helmet in my room all through high school. Like, I love that guy.
I think every kid had Darth Vader. As every male had a Darth Vader helmet.
They have to.
Halloween.
Well, even now in my 30s, there's got to be guys, not myself, particularly, but somebody out there has definitely got the full get up, the cosplay outfits. Their whole basement's full of Star Wars.
Hey, look, I don't want to go off on a tangent, but you just made me remember.
Go for it, man.
I was in the AFL briefly. Like, that just wasn't for me, but I was in there briefly, and I had a roommate. I forgot his name, but he had to be the biggest Star Wars fan I've ever seen in my life. Like, he had like the original Star Wars toys, comics, everything, right? And he just said, when you meet somebody and they tell you the rules and stuff like that, and he was just like, "Hey, bro, like you can have anything you want, bro, for mine. Just do not touch none of my collectibles, bro." And then one day, and I was like, "Nah," I'm like, "Bro, I love Star Wars. I would never do that." And I'm like, I know what I'm talking about, man. So one day, when he got comfortable with me, he took out all his collectibles. Right, we was in the living room, and I'm looking at the stuff he has, and he's just telling me, giving me the deep, like, this is the da 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 da. This is the third edition Darth Vader. I'm just like, what? And then I started going over pricing. I'm like, bro, seriously, how much this cost? He said, this right here, this cost me about $2,000, but right now I can sell this for about $10,000.
Oh my god!
I said, huh? He said, yeah, bro. I said, bro, like, I trust you, bro. He said, honestly, with all the stuff I got right now, bro, I could probably make, if I ever go broke right now, I could sell all this and I could probably make over $100,000.
What?
Yo, you think I'm playing? I swear.
Oh my gosh.
When he told me that, I was like, all right, so yeah. Anything, I made sure we never had no company over there because I don't want to hear nothing about none of his collectibles was missing. None of that. I was like, yeah, nah, he's for real. Like, he's in all the Star Wars like group chats. Like, he's serious. He's dead serious. He's dead serious. Like, you don't even want to have an argument with him about it right now. Like, if he was on here right now, he'll tell you stuff about Star Wars you wouldn't even know about. I promise. That shit was so crazy.
My fiance says. I'm sorry. My fiance, she just commented, "Rich nerds."
But no, he was the deepest alignment. You would have never thought that.
I just imagine him being there like, this is one of the 20 jetpack Boba Fett's that was ever made. Don't touch it. Do you want to go play X-Wing right now? Like,
you should have seen his hand movements. Oh my god, it was like amazing.
When it comes to things like that, you can never judge a book by its cover because anybody can be a fan of something like that. And that's another thing I love about this journey. Uh-oh.
Oh no.
We're getting good. I think it's the hotel.
We were about to start a USFL Star Wars fan club.
We were, man. I think it's the hotel, the Wi-Fi.
Hotel.
Yeah, I think it's the Wi-Fi connection. All right.
Man.
He is back. I am so glad that Sean comes back each and every time, man.
Super quick, too.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't even know why. My Wi-Fi is not even on. I turned it
off.
Oh,
okay.
The Wi-Fi here is bad. Like,
yeah, it's rough.
Yeah, but but that's another thing why I was glad I played in all those different leagues. I met amazing people along the way. Like, I can't say nothing bad about no one I met.
Like, dude, that's awesome.
That's good. That's really good. I mean, there's got to be some horror stories where it comes to, like, teammates not getting along and locker room brawls and things like that. It's got to be crazy.
You know what I think? You know why I don't have that I don't honestly have that issue is because, like, It's just about your energy, man. Like what you willing to accept, that's what's gonna come around you. Like I said, I've met some people that's like, but my energy is too strong for that. So they don't either they're not there that long, or they just stop doing what they're doing. Because I just don't. And me, I don't allow certain things. So I tell people all the time, like, you can't allow certain things. Like if someone's being like, being above and beyond and doing something too much, you gotta tell them, because maybe they just don't know. Like maybe they think that's just a cool way to do it. Like I'm the guy, like, in the room when you're doing something crazy, I'm like, yeah, nah, stop doing that, bro.
Like, chill out, man. You're taking it
Nah,
to
stop.
another
There's
level.
that forwardness we heard about.
Nah.
In a good way, though. Yeah, you just gotta be,
Yes.
not being, but you just
Being
gotta tell
eloquent
them.
with it,
Yeah, there you
Nah.
go.
Yeah.
I'm really him. I do that. Like, no. I'm like, bro, that's a little weird, bro. Stop. Cut it out. Nah, you being rude, bro.
Well, I'm glad that we were able to get into a more playful mood, which leads perfectly into our next segment. We have a recurring segment on the show called Webb's Rapid Incoming Breakdown. He's our Breakers representative for the show, so everything has to be wave related. But what we're going to do is I'm going to ask you 4 questions, just short questions and not necessarily about football. And you just answer the first thing that comes to your head, just rapid incoming.
Got it. Let's go.
All right. Number 1, Steven Spielberg is making your life into a movie. What is the title of it?
Never give up.
Love it. Number 2, rather play in the snow or in a monsoon?
Snow.
That makes sense. 3, what was your favorite subject in school? And football and gym do not count.
History.
History.
Love it. I got
Don't judge a book by its cover.
Got an A in all my history classes.
There you go. And then number 4, biggest fear in life. A hard hitter for last.
You should say it again. I'm sorry, you broke up.
Biggest fear in life.
Give it up. Well, I would say give it up on myself when I know I'm the best at what I'm doing.
Dang, that was, I think, the quickest anybody's
It was.
ever answered
It was.
every question.
We were waiting for a little bit of a delay, but he was on it, man.
Like, that was amazing. When we interviewed Arnold Tarpley, we were like, who would play you in a movie? And he probably sat there for like 45 seconds trying to figure it out. And they gave us the most obscure actor ever. And I was like, that's crazy.
It was
what's so
Keith
crazy?
Powers.
It's because, I just did what you told me to do. What's the first thing that came to my mind?
Yeah, I got
it. So I was like, all right, well, there you go.
That was the most rapid incoming breakdown.
It was, and I still remember the name. I don't know if you heard me, but it was Keith Powers.
It was Keith Powers.
Yeah.
Arnold Tarpley, he was like, yeah, Keith Powers. I was like, I've never heard of that man in my life. But
yeah.
Did you guys interview somebody earlier today?
No.
No, that was
you're the one and only. We do we'll do some pre-recorded stuff, and then we'll air it live. Not air it live, but we'll go ahead and showcase it at a certain time, schedule it, type thing. But the day is all yours, man. Nobody else.
Hey, I just
no. He's gonna come back. He's coming back. He just seen something. I want to know what he's seen. What did he see?
This is awesome.
I love it. Gotta love
Such
Black.
a nice guy.
He's awesome.
Oh my gosh. That was by far the most rapid incoming breakdown. I was barely done with the question before he answered. Awesome.
Yeah. We'll give him a couple minutes, a couple seconds. He'll be back. The suspense. Yes, I know.
We only got a couple more questions. Hopefully we won't lose him again.
Yeah. Yeah, you added a couple, right?
Yeah. We didn't talk about like specifically the stars and stuff as much. So I was like, let's add a couple questions about that. And if any Stars fans tuned in, they're like, well, I didn't get it.
I don't see his picture though. Like his actual. It's just the box. Sean, if you can hear it. Oh, here we go. Let's bring him up. All right. Before we lost you again, Sean, you were saying something.
No. I was saying I could see the comments. Like I was so like my fat fingers here. I was sitting here trying to zoom in, and then boom. I was sitting here like, what they say, and then boom. I'm like, man, what I hit? Dang.
All right, Sean. Well, we only have a couple more questions, so hopefully we don't lose you again.
I wanted to get. That's good.
But I wanted to get more into the Stars and the USFL and training camp. So, we're getting pretty deep into training camp. There's 10 days till the season. How are you feeling? Like, how does the team feel? Does it seem more anxious or more excited? I jinxed it.
You did,
I jinxed
man.
it.
There he is.
I said that question well too.
There we go. Let's bring him up there.
No, we're here.
I jinxed
Good.
it.
There we go.
That's my bad.
No, you're good. You're good.
But I said, we're getting deep into training camp. There's 10 days before the season officially starts. How are you feeling? How does the team feel? Is the vibe more anxious or is it more excited? You know, what's going on?
One, I feel really good, man. Mentally, first and foremost. But body wise, of course, tired. Healthy, not banged up. Healthy. That's most important. But the team right now, just everybody's excited, man. Everybody's and to compete against somebody else. We actually have a scrimmage on Friday, so I'm excited about that. Very excited
Dude,
about that. So yeah, so I can't
that
wait.
is perfect. Because my next question
Tell him
was
why.
that there's been widely hinted that there will be scrimmages against other teams on the 7th or 8th. And I was going to ask, is there any news on that? Can you give us any information on it?
You're just gonna have to find out, man.
Oh my gosh, how many players can say that to me?
You ask each
Oh.
and every time.
Each and every time, I think maybe, just maybe. But no, you could. I at least could tell that Sean thought about it, and like I appreciate
He
that.
did.
He was like, maybe I tell him.
I mean, maybe I can give you a hint or so. Maybe I don't know. Depending on how I feel today, man.
All right. But
I mean, you look great, Sean. So I mean, yeah.
Yeah, look at you trying to warm. You trying to butter me up. Oh,
butter and bread, baby. Butter and bread.
You got a good one.
Bread and butter. I mean, that's a real nice shirt.
Scrimmages coming up though, for sure.
Scrimmages, that's cool. Is it going to be more like a 7-on-7 positional stuff, or? Oh no!
You gotta stop asking the questions they can't answer.
The world is saying no.
Before we get Sean back, you got to make sure you follow him on Twitter at BossDonSB. He is a riot. He is so much fun. So definitely check him out.
Like he said earlier, anything that he feels passionate about, he's going to retweet.
Yes.
He's going to put out there. You're going to see it, and maybe you feel passionate about it as well. And as it says in our name here, we are all about networking. So,
absolutely,
any way that you can connect with others and find things that you like.
And he is back, loving it.
7th time's the charm.
Yeah, every time it does, I just sit here and wait. I'm just like, okay.
So do we. We just ad lib. We were just plugging your Twitter and telling people to go follow you because you post cool stuff.
Yeah, that's dope, man. But yeah, it's gonna be a good one, especially after these scrimmages. Hopefully, everything, everybody comes out of there healthy on both sides. And so we can have a real game next week. I can't wait for the games, to be honest. But honestly, more than just the games, I just can't wait to get better every single day. I'm in love with the process right now, so I'm enjoying it.
I mean, you look tired, but you look like you're having fun. You're excited. Even being on here. So I mean, it's going to be a great season.
No, it's going to be an amazing season. I just can't wait. Honestly, I just think for my team, I can't speak on other teams, but I think my team, we're definitely advanced. Just off the what we've been doing in practice, and and just the how we connect with each other so fast, and and I think that's because of the core guys. Play with each other already. A lot of us, most of us, play with each other already, and then the new guys, and they just they just they was there with us the whole time. So I'm very excited about that.
That's something that I noticed was it looked like, Bart, when he was drafting his team, he thought, yeah, I won a championship with this team. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm just going to draft every single one of them that's here. And he did. It's awesome.
And we definitely added some pieces that's going to help us and really maximize our talent, especially on both sides of the ball, especially in the trenches. Offensive line and defensive line is definitely way better. I'm excited about it. Can't wait. And I'm also probably more excited about, I think damn near every team I'm playing, at least somebody on that team was one of my teammates. So that's gonna be fun.
That would be so cool. The trash talk is so much better when you know the person personally.
No, definitely.
Oh yeah.
I
told a lot of, I told one of them already. I said, once I boom you, I'll be at the hospital for you. I'll be there.
Bring
I, t- I told him that. He started laughing, but I was serious
well,
though. I was dead serious.
be at your bedside.
But yeah,
You gotta love pancaking people, though, right? Uh-oh.
No.
No. I think didn't I put something in where he had like 40 pancakes in like his
Yes.
senior season? Okay.
I believe it was 40.
Yeah,
He
I
had
want to see it.
some ridiculous amount of pancake blocks in
Yeah,
his senior season in
yeah.
Silicon Valley.
Let them know if they, whoever doesn't know what a pancake is. We're not talking about the actual pancakes.
I mean, I'm sure he also loves pancakes. Who doesn't? But
right, but
pancake
I mean,
blocks is when you block someone into the ground and you
just
end
lay
up
them
on
out.
top of them. So you turn into a stack of flapjacks. You're on top of them, and you have thus pancaked them.
Pancake, definitely. So, I mean, hopefully Sean will come back before we wrap this up. Mentioned earlier in the stream, earlier in the live, not the stream, but earlier in the live, our website has been launched and Sean is here. So let me go ahead and bring him back on first. Let's go.
Perfect.
So I think before we lost you again for the millionth time, Sean, I'm so sorry. We were talking about pancakes and your senior year, bringing it back. I think it was Mississippi Valley State. Didn't you have 40 pancakes that senior season?
something around there. Something around that 40. Something around there.
Yeah, I mentioned we
Yeah,
gotta love
something.
pancakes and things like that, and that's when that clicked that I had that note somewhere that you had quite a few
Absolutely
pancakes.
insane.
Do you now,
Oh
Mike? What
yeah.
do you like pancakes as a food too? Are you a fan?
I love I mean, okay, so let's say it like this. Let's compare pancakes and waffles. Pancakes, 100%.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
I mean, there's so
And,
much
and
more
you know
you can
what?
do with a
Do you
pancake.
know one of my pet peeves? You don't want to hear one of my biggest pet peeves. This is so crazy. I hate people who go to IHOP and get waffles. I don't understand that.
They're like, this isn't IHOW. It's IHOP.
This isn't Waffle House.
Get them.
Right. Go to Waffle House and get waffles. Their waffles are amazing though.
Well, anybody out there who likes pancakes or likes pancakes blocks, go watch Sean's highlight video. You will feel like you carbo loaded
Yes.
afterwards. But my last question that I had for you, Sean, is that I am on the fantasy football show for the USFL that we have on the network with my brother. And was he frozen?
Yeah.
Dude, can't get this question out.
All right. When he comes back, we're just gonna run with it and just be like, "All right, Sean, really quick," and just throw it up.
Really quick, is Brian Scott the number one fantasy football quarterback?
I love how when he freezes the faces that he gets frozen on.
Yeah, it's always like it always looks like he's thinking too. So it takes me a second.
Yeah, it
Because
does.
it's always like a pondering face that he has when he freezes. It's always one of my questions.
All right.
Oh, it's about me? Yeah.
Yeah. Throw it out there. Throw the question out there.
It's just
All
the
right.
sinner in me. I'm sorry.
No worries.
So my last question, Sean. I'm on the fantasy football show for the network. There's a huge debate in the USFL world on who will be the number one quarterback in fantasy football for this season. It's between Jordan Ta'amu and Brian Scott. I picked Brian Scott, and I want you to validate me, please.
Brian Scott.
That's all. That's it. You just need the name, and he's gonna be the guy.
Yeah, Brian Scott to you guys, B Scott to me.
That's what's up. Well, when you see B Scott next, can you tell him to answer his DMs? Because we were messaging, and he's supposed to come on an interview soon, and I think he got a little busy.
He's always busy. That's Scotty Too Hottie right there.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you threw a wrestling theme in there. Are you a wrestling fan too?
All right, if you want, I'm gonna give you a cheat code. If you guys want him to interview, right? DM him and say, we would love to do an interview. We would love to do an interview with you, sweet potato pie. What?
Kelly, get on that.
I'm doing it right now.
All right, well, Ace, do it right now.
Interview. Wait. I want Sean to help me write this.
Yes,
you're a wordsmith. Okay, what is it?
Someone told us that if you would do an interview if we told you. Well, let's say, okay, if you're wording to say someone told me ... that your nickname is sweet potato pie. Watch this. Can you please do an interview with me?
All
It's like
right.
the Masked Singer questions. I love
There
it.
you go.
I'm gonna change it just a little bit. I'm gonna say, so someone told me ... that your nickname is Sweet Potato Pie. Would you please do an interview to explain the story behind this?
Yeah.
Teamwork.
Nice.
Teamwork makes the
I'm
dream
going.
work.
Hey guys, if this goes down, this is gonna be a viral moment. I just want to let you guys just know this right now.
Hey, it's live and it's going to be on USFLNetwork.com, Facebook, YouTube. It's going to be there forever, so we're good to go. We will not miss it.
And I have now sent that to Brian Scott. So tell him to
Would
go
that be
check his
would that
DMs.
be would that be sick? Would that be sick if he opened it right now?
That would be hilarious. I
It
would
would
send him
be.
the link right now because
Nah,
I've been DMing him about an interview, and he was like, "Yeah, when we get closer to the season." And
nah. If he
but,
says that, then he means that he's locked in, right? He's locked in on another level. So
okay, cool.
yeah. So
All right. Well, tomorrow, tell him, "Hey, check your DMs and give zero context, just no context."
no, I'm gonna make him check. I'm gonna be right there. We say, yo, check your DM right now, bro.
So
Sean,
really
you are
quick.
becoming a great friend of the network.
Oh,
Thank you.
absolutely. That's why I want to keep going.
love
If
you.
you don't mind, Sean, really quick.
Mm.
I seen the retweet about the HBO Max show of the Lord of the Rings. Is it called The Power of the Rings or Power of the
Something
Ring?
like it was something like
It's
that, right? Something along those lines.
it's
But it was
coming in
like because like,
September.
yeah, come on, perfect time, Virgo season, man. Come on,
Oh
you
my
know what's
gosh.
going on,
I
man.
was just gonna
Full
say
circle.
that. I'm
We've
telling
come
you,
full
I was just
circle.
gonna say that.
You know what's going
Oh
on, man.
man, I
You
love
know
it.
what's going on. Yeah, so yeah, no, I can't wait. It's a lot of things I can't wait for. I'm so happy I can get on this Disney. I got my PlayStation 5 hooked up right now. I'm about to, log in this Disney and I'm about to just go crazy for
Gotta hope that
sure. I can't.
Wi-Fi is up to
Yeah, for
par
real.
The
because.
Wi-Fi works like with streaming like that. I don't know
Oh,
why
okay.
because my phone is fine. I mean, my phone. I don't know why it's doing it because I'm not even on Wi-Fi on my phone because I knew something like this would happen. It's kind of crazy, but
That's
We got so
hilarious.
many shows coming out on HBO Max fees because I did have it and then we watched the flight attendant from with Penny from The Big Bang Theory. I forget her name already, but it was
hmm
really good. And then it ended, and we're like, all right, now what? So it was over. So now it's coming back. So we have to get HBO Max again. And then the Power of the Rings coming. So there's so much material with HBO Max. So
Hey, look. Other than that, you guys just make sure. Like, I really can't say too much about it, but just make sure you guys keep watching Fox. Coming up, we got a lot of good things coming up on Fox, like really soon, within the next week or so.
like
So
Fox Sports or just Fox in general?
I think it's fine. I would assume it's Fox Sports.
Okay, I mean, me too, myself too. But I mean, we see the commercials during like NASCAR or some big event on a Sunday or something like that. But I'm thinking maybe Fox Sports.
I don't
Um,
watch
Something,
NASCAR, but I'm
something,
glad my fellow
I don't
something,
either,
competitors
but I
something
do.
just see it tweeted. I just
like
see it
something,
tweeted.
like something huge, man, something huge. It's gonna be. I don't. And the thing is, and the only reason why I'm not saying it because I don't know if you guys. I'm pretty sure you don't know because you
Is
would
it
have
the
told
Hard
by
Knock
now.
Show?
Maybe it is, maybe it's not.
Well, we broke that news already, so
Yeah, we broke that news when we
Oh,
interviewed
okay,
the
yeah,
throwback
okay,
coach
okay.
of the
we
Gamblers.
were the ones that actually broke the news live. So we were
Mhm.
like, yeah, it's nothing new to us. So even Kelly commented, who was our brass brand ambassador. She said, guests love to drop breaking news on our show. Come on, Sean, give us a little something. So
Somebody said you should podcast while you're live.
that's my fiance. She's in the other room.
Oh, I didn't. I'm like, I didn't know what was going on.
Sweet potato pie DMs. There we go.
How many sweet potato pie DMs is he gonna get tonight? You got to make sure
Yo,
that he
just
answers Ace from Pocket AZ.
everybody just sent him sweet potato pies. I swear.
Oh
Oh my
man,
gosh.
he's gonna hate us. He's not gonna come on now.
He's
Yo,
gonna
he
come
said,
on just to tell us to screw off. He's gonna be like,
Yeah.
please stop DMing me.
Oh man. All right. I don't want
nah.
to take up too much more of your time, Sean, but I want to thank you so much for coming on. It was a blast. Almost an hour into it, so thank you so much.
Are you guys
Follow.
coming to any games this year? Are you gonna come to watch a show?
I'm
Um,
hoping to.
I'm in Boston, so I can't right now, and I'm getting married in July, so we have to save for the wedding. But if they do
July
come to
what?
Canton, July 23rd.
Okay.
So if they do come to Canton, when they do come to Canton for the playoffs, maybe we'll take a trip to Ohio. That'll be closer for us, but down in Birmingham, not this year. But
I just thought you guys was gonna put your theory to the test and see who's the better quarterback.
I mean, I'll be watching. We'll have
Mm.
somebody down there, but not just us in particular.
Yeah,
I
we
was
got
gonna
other
say you
people.
could. I would have definitely had, got you some tickets, maybe a little sideline pass or two, man, just to see what's going on.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
Ooh.
I'm coming. I already
oh,
projected
man.
that it would be Stars Gamblers in the championship. So I'm there. We're doing it.
I mean, Ace, are you saying this legit or?
What's
I will
legit?
figure out a way to get to a game. I do not care. I will go to
Oh,
a
man.
game. I will get there and I will come hang out with Sean.
All
Oh
right,
yeah,
We
so
will eat
everybody
a
like,
sweet potato pie at Brian's
yeah,
got.
everybody who knows me here, everybody wants to hang out with me here, guys. I promise. I
Well,
swear to you.
I think we understand why now.
So if my
It's all-
fiance
No
is still
secret.
listening and watching, she just needs to know
Uh-huh.
that we have to go to Birmingham. So the wedding may have to be delayed a bit. She's gonna kill me once I get off this
Don't
live.
delay it. Just do it at the game. It'll be a halftime show.
Wait,
Yeah, there
whoa.
we go.
Listen, do not delay your wedding for us.
No,
Thank
no,
you.
no. Of
My
course not. No,
gosh. What a
absolutely
great
not.
thing to say on a live
We are
recorded in front of
we are coming
everybody.
close. We cannot wait. We're excited. So
I'm
Yeah.
excited for you.
thank you, man. I
Congratulations.
appreciate it. Thank you
I was
so
gonna
much.
crash your wedding. He's gonna show up. He's
Yeah,
gonna be like, I brought pancakes. It's gonna be great.
or
I
just
brought, I
pancake
brought,
me. That'd be
I
great.
brought sweet potato pie.
Sweet potato pie to your wedding.
As long as it's dairy free, I can eat it. I can't do dairy.
Me and B Scott gonna pull up with a pound of sweet potato pie.
That would be insane.
Oh man.
The
Well,
the,
again,
the wedding crashers part 2.
there we go. I'll take it. I mean, you're a pro athlete. Why wouldn't I be like, Sean, come on in, man. Crash this. Just as long as the vows are done, we're good to go.
Of course.
Because we got like a taco bar set up and everything. We're not going traditional. We're going untraditional. Yes, taco bar. We're going completely
Man,
the opposite direction. Everything we wanted,
man,
and for everyone to share. Everyone has something that they're going to be able to enjoy. So
make sure you have the toilets and the porta potties ready for tacos.
Oh yeah. I was invited. I would love to go, but I'm across the country from my man Hype.
yeah, yeah, definitely. It's all right. It's all right. In due time, we'll all get together.
Yes.
Somebody said,
But-
let's place bets on how many sweet potato pies B Scott's get tonight.
Get Sean and sweet potato pie on the dance floor. Oh my gosh.
We can make a deal before we go right here. Whoever
right.
guesses how many sweet potato pies, and I have the proof. Whoever how many sweet potato pies he gets in his DM tonight. Whoever gets close, now you gotta get the exact number. I will give them 2 free tickets to any game they want in the USFL.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard that first. Guess how
7.
many, right? You said 7?
I said 7.
I'm going with 48.
All right. I said 7.
48. Like, it's going to be up
7.
there.
I know he got 1. I sent it.
I'm going to send it like at least 45 more times. No, no, I won't do it at all just because I
Gotta
don't
be
want them to hate
specific
me.
people. It can't be like one person sending 48 sweet potato pie messages. That doesn't make any sense.
Right.
You know?
I know. Let him hate you first. So it's all good.
Right. Right. So you heard it
Okay.
first.
Yeah.
All right, well, we made the bet. And I'm going to say it's Price is Right rules. If you go over, you lose. So sorry, Hype.
Yeah, you got to hit the exact number. And I'm going to have proof, too.
All right. I'm still staying with 47.
All right.
Okay.
7.
47.
So before we end, Sean, thank you again so much for coming on. But before we end, we like to go ahead and give the floor to the player. This platform is for you. You guys take the time, especially you. You take the time, the amount of time that you did, and you go ahead and tell your story, and you give us your attention, and you come on live with us, and then you get dropped off, and then you come back on, and we appreciate it more than you can imagine. So we take this time to give the floor to you to say anything you want. A message, shout outs, whatever it is Sean Brown wants to say. The floor is yours. Go for it, man.
I mean, of course, I just want to say shout out to the whole Philadelphia Stars offense and defense. Shout out to the whole Philadelphia organization. Shout out to Philly itself. And of course, man, shout out to my mom. Shout out to Uniondale, Long Island, New York. And let's get it. Let's go win the championship this year.
Well said, short and sweet. Philadelphia Stars. I mean, I don't have a favorite team, but I mean, I don't know. It's just tough. The way he's talking about the Philadelphia Stars. I know you had them up there ranked 2, Ace. So I don't know.
I genuinely have them.
I'm not gonna.
I think
Yeah, I'm not
are
gonna
the
say
best
anything, but
I'm a
I have a
Gamblers
question.
fan.
I have a question. This is, and it only makes sense right here, right?
Okay.
Yes.
When you was a kid, your mom always told you to do what when you look at the sky?
Count the stars.
She told me to keep my head down.
Wish
upon the stars.
wish upon a.
Well,
There you go. That's
I
it.
asked for crazy things, so she'd be like, just
Wish
count the
upon a
stars.
star, bro.
Yeah, yeah, wish upon a star. Absolutely.
Bro, dude, we need to start that hashtag. Hashtag wish upon a star with Brian Scott, with B. Scott and Sean Brown.
I know, hashtag
go.
sweet potato, man. That's gonna be trending.
I love hashtags.
I'm telling you,
well-
wish upon a star. So.
Well, our top comment, we have TMB Terror says his guess is 22 for how many sweet potato pie messages are going to be in Brian Scott's DMs tonight. We will leave it to you to let us know and
Let
DM
us
us
know.
tomorrow. How many?
Do we have like a cutoff time though? Like, do we have
24 hours to
10 o'clock?
I give you 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central.
Yes.
Oh, beautiful.
All right. We will get a message tomorrow at 9. I will be ready. I'll be on a plane, but I'll be ready when I land to get it.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
But his guess is 22, but the number I'm focused on is number 65 on the field. Come game 1. I'm excited to watch you guys play. You know, I honestly do think that you guys are the number 1 team out there, and I'm a Gamblers fan. It sounds bad coming out of my mouth, but I can't lie. To be very forward, you know, as your father would say, don't lie and be honest and all that good stuff.
Why would you listen, man? Listen to the names of the teams. Why would you take a risk? Gamblers taking a risk when you can go wish upon a star. Come on, man.
Oh my gosh.
Think about it. Think about it.
The stars are aligned, like legit. You know, everything.
Look at that, yo, man. We out here dropping NFTs all day today, huh? All right.
Oh my gosh.
All
right, Sean. Well, that's all I got for you. Hype. Anything else you have?
That's all I got. Thank you so much, Sean, for coming on. It was a pleasure, and thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule. And it was great having you on. Thank you so much, man.
All right, much love, brother. I appreciate you guys.
Absolutely. And go check out USFLNetwork.com. It just launched today. Go check out Sean on Twitter at Boss, DONSB. That's at Boss Don SB. Everyone that's watching, have a great night. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.